oil and watercolor painting, all within a minimalistic folder. In this episode, I reveal how my invention works, the hidden features within, how to transform it from a watercolor setup to an oil setup. Let me show you how this folder actually works. Let's get it out here. First things first, I'm going to set it up for watercolor. And watercolor is painted mostly, not always, but mostly sitting down because of the angle of attack of the folder. Unlike oil painting, the canvas is usually very vertical. Watercolor is at about a 30-degree angle to let the water run down, but you don't want it vertical, otherwise the water runs down too fast. So, assuming you're painting watercolor sitting down, which I usually do. So, I'm going to sit down first. Let's get the folder out. Now, firstly, the folder is made out of wood and leather only. There's nothing else. Maybe a bit of metal here and there, but there's no plastic. I handmade it because I found myself always watercoloring, and I loved watercolor, but I found it so difficult to take with me an oil setup as well as a watercolor setup. So I started thinking, how can I combine the two? And just laying in my bed in the evening and just trying to figure out how I could do this, I came up with this design, which is basically like an extension of my watercolor setup, but it sort of accommodates features that allow you to oil paint. So let's start with these two compartments here. One, I'll get closer. Here we've got all the hogs, not that many, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hogs. We got a few sables here, 1, 2, 3, 4 sables, and then we've got all the watercolor brushes here, bit of Chinese white here, pencil, measuring stick, eraser, knife. There's a ruler back there. This all fits with magnets here. It fits very well. It's very sturdy, and it's not going to come off just by, if you hit your folder, it's not going to fall off. Look at it. It is very sturdy. Let's put this back and introduce the palette, which is really awesome as well. So here's the palette. A leather palette, a bit on the heavy side, but it does accommodate a lot. So there it is. We've got a place for the turpentine, a place for the medium. And as you can see, this is all for watercolor, and behind here, beneath this plastic here, this is all oil. And if you want to paint watercolor, you want to take this off, you lay it somewhere here, take all these panels off, including these. There we go. You're going to put this back here, and now you're set up for watercolor. Now, let's introduce the inside of the folder. It can accommodate a lot of paper. You can probably put, I don't know, 50 sheets of paper, maybe 70 sheets of paper, and it protects your paper very well. That's very important when you've made a series of beautiful watercolors, and it's a good peace of mind to know that they're very safely protected. Now, there is a photography little attachment here for a tripod. Make sure it's nice and tight. You can put this whole setup on the tripod, and that's what we're going to do. I should take my coat off. It's so hot. Whew. So, tighten the ball, and there you go. Let's make sure you're in the frame here. By putting it on a tripod like this, it means you can sort of change your angle of attack. Let me turn around. I'll get a piece of paper on there. It's very important to have a straight back, and I like to have it arm's length away. So that way I can measure things like this, and directly I know it's going to be to scale. And I know if I've got a straight back, my image doesn't change. If I want to go a bit higher, I can go a bit higher for the drawing, That way my paper is closer to the subject. Right, let's get a piece of paper on there. See how the paper attaches on here. So I got 4 little magnets. That is sufficient to paint my little watercolor. I can go all the way to something this large. That's as large as we're gonna go. That's about 40 by 30. Once you've got this set up, we're gonna get the brushes out. And the brushes, you can either lay them on the floor like so, or you've got little nipples here that you can fix this on like so. It's nice to have all your material available at arm's reach, and it's not on the floor, so it's not going to get wet or dirty or so. And then you got your palette here, which is set up for watercolor. It's getting a bit dirty. I've been using it for a few months, but it's still working great and it's pretty comfortable. And oh yeah, I almost forgot the cup of water. Wait a second. Up, cup of water, telescopic little cup, pulls out like this, and you can put it on the floor. But if you don't have a stable ground, I put a bit of Velcro here. There we go. And now you got your water. I think that's pretty neat. Right, now let's set it up for oil painting. Let me show you what's going on back there. Up, you got these here that are magnetic. Now we can place these right on top of the hole here, and using our little mini wrench bit we can fix them. There we go. And then back here there's this bar here going to be screwed here, and this we will screw in here. That's all there is to it. Now we've got our canvas. Nice beautiful canvas here, and there we go. You can turn this around, you can take this off, and if we want to paint like Monet, paint sitting down, and if we want to paint more like Sargent, standing up, we can paint standing up. I can't think of any other setup that can accommodate watercolor and oil that is compact and fits into a bag and you can travel with over a long weekend. I don't even have to bring paint tubes. That's enough paint. There's no other setup in the world that can do this. You want to pack up quite quickly when you're done. Boom, just slot it in there. Magnetic. This. You don't even need to look. It just sticks. And I twist it like so, and that's it. And I can just like put it over my arm and walk away. Please let me know in the comments whether you think this is genius, whether you think this is stupid, whether I'm missing any features, whether I should commercialize this. I don't know, it's been working out for me, so I thought I'd share it with you to see if some of you would benefit from a setup like this.